What does it take to become Mr. WrestleMania? Not exactly the Mr. WrestleMania we are talking about, but the present day Mr. WrestleMania.
Stop it!
The man we are talking about today is a visionary. He is revolutionary. He is.
Set!
And this video is about why Seth Rollins might just be the WrestleMania savior. But what exactly makes Seth Rollins Mr. WrestleMania of the current generation? And most importantly, why are you watching this video? Is it because you love wrestling? Is it because you love Seth Rollins? Either way, this video will be a thriller for sure. This question actually popped up in my mind after watching one of Seth Rollins' podcasts recently. And that made me realize something interesting. Because when you look at WrestleMania in the last decade, there have been several moments where Seth Rollins didn't just participate, he changed the entire direction of WrestleMania. And once you see these three moments, you will understand why Seth Rollins might be the greatest modern WrestleMania performer, a future Hall of Famer, and possibly the WrestleMania savior. And if you are new here, make sure you subscribe and hype this video. Now, let's begin. WrestleMania 41, a main event built around friendship, loyalty, and betrayal. And Paul Heyman crying every single week. Seriously, Raw, SmackDown, Paul Heyman crying everywhere like someone cancelled his Netflix subscription.
Ladies and gentlemen!
The story revolved around three men, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. Roman constantly reminding Paul that his loyalty belonged to the bloodline and toward the OTC.
I give you opportunity after opportunity.
CM Punk trying to bring Paul Heyman back to his corner, and Seth Rollins reminding Paul of one brutal truth, that Paul has always been used by powerful people for their interest. And after months of tension, everything exploded into a triple threat match at WrestleMania 41. Night 2 already had a big match between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Night 1 was where the triple threat clash was planned, and honestly speaking, I enjoyed Night 1 as compared to Night 2. The match had everything: storytelling, encounter after encounter, drama, but the real climax came when Paul Heyman shocked everyone. Firstly, betraying CM Punk, then turning against Roman Reigns. And behind it all was Seth Rollins, the man pulling the strings, the architect. Rollins didn't just win a match, he established something new, a new direction, a new faction, a new vision. With names like Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Seth Rollins as the leader, it sounded like the beginning of something massive. But let's just say, things didn't go exactly according to the plan. Still, the match became another reminder of something. When the stakes are highest, Seth Rollins shows up. We saw Seth returning in Elimination Chamber and causing Logan Paul the match. Let's hope we see something big planned for Rollins at WrestleMania 42. Now let's find out at what exact point Seth Rollins' journey as Mr. WrestleMania began. WrestleMania 31. Seth Rollins was the corporate golden boy, Mr. Money in the Bank, best heel in the business. Why? Because he betrayed his Shield brothers and joined the Authority. Throughout the year, Seth faced challenges after challenges. Beaten by Brock Lesnar, destroyed by Ambrose, cost match by Sting. It was closing in. Seth still held the briefcase, but he didn't have a cash-in. The whole year of 2015, filled with uneven booking, saw a lack of interest in WWE Universe.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Fans came to know Brock Lesnar's contract was about to come to an end. Because of that, most people started hating the fact that Roman Reigns, who was Brock's opponent for WrestleMania, was getting a big push for the title. Just few days before Mania, it was circulated that Brock has signed another contract with WWE. Fans were behind Brock to retain the WWE Championship. And then came WrestleMania 31, the main event, Roman Reigns vs Brock Lesnar. Even though the show had some great matches, Cena vs Rusev, Triple H vs Sting, The Undertaker vs Bray Wyatt. But earlier that night, Seth Rollins faced Randy Orton, and that match was absolutely insane. Counter after counter, reversal after reversal, fast-paced match. It was after a long time we saw Randy pulling different moves. Until one of the greatest RKO ever delivered by Apex Predator. Rollins lost the match, and for a moment it felt like Seth's WrestleMania was over. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. There was a major crowd behind Lesnar. It was almost sure by Brock's performance, and Brock was doing what Brock does best, absolute destruction. But Roman kept fighting back in every possible way, and then suddenly,
This is brilliant! Seth Rollins!
the man who got destroyed earlier that night was now running to the ring with the Money in the Bank briefcase. He cashed in, turning the match into a triple threat. Brock was stormed by Rollins. It was there. Whole arena felt it. And then Brock encountered lifting Rollins for a F5. Roman speared Brock. Rollins hit the curb stomp. And just like that, Seth Rollins became WWE champion. After all this time getting humiliated week after week, it was there. Seth turned it about for himself. That night, Seth Rollins didn't just win a championship, he stole WrestleMania itself. Or to say, he saved WrestleMania. Well, that was a very heavy segment, I guess. As you know, few stories never ends, especially when the story is scarred with the stone of betrayal. Now we jump to one of the most emotional WrestleMania stories in the recent history. Finishing this story, that single phrase carried WWE from WrestleMania 39 all the way to WrestleMania 40. We witnessed the return of the prodigal son, Cody Rhodes, winning 2 Royal Rumbles in 2 consecutive years, determined to finish what his father could never achieve. At that point, it felt like no prize in WWE carried more weight than the title Roman held. Everything was set. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, round 2 at WrestleMania. But then another name stepped into the picture. While the Bloodline dominated SmackDown, Rollins carried Monday Night Raw on his back as the World Heavyweight Champion. During his 316 days reign, Rollins defended the title more than 15 times across television and Premier Live events, something extremely rare in the modern era of WWE. Night after night, he fought, not just to keep the championship, but to make the championship matter. But as the WrestleMania approached, things became more complicated because WWE decided to throw another massive twist into this story. The Rock returned as the final boss, and instead of standing against Roman, he aligned with him and the Bloodline. But the situation created another problem. If The Rock was standing beside Roman Reigns, Cody needed someone stronger enough to even the odds. That someone was Seth Rollins. Rollins stepped forward and made it clear. The Bloodline had controlled WWE for too long, and if Cody Rhodes was going to finish his story, then Seth was willing to fight beside him. Or in the words of Seth Rollins, he was ready to be the shield of Cody Rhodes. This led to Night 1 main event of WrestleMania 40. If Cody and Seth won, the Bloodline would be banned from the main event of Night 2. But if Roman and Rock won, the Night 2 main event would be fought under Bloodline rules. And WrestleMania Night 1 delivered exactly what fans expected. An epic tag team match filled with momentum swingings, near falls and chaos. At one point, Roman even accidentally speared The Rock. Seth Rollins constantly tried to rescue Cody from the Bloodline's attack. But in the end, Roman Reigns and The Rock won the match, which meant one thing: Night 2 would be Bloodline rules. And things were about to get even more brutal, because before the main event happened, Seth Rollins had to defend his World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre. After a brutal tag team match the previous night, Rollins entered the match already exhausted and injured, but he still fought, move for move, finisher for finisher. The match was chaos, especially with CM Punk sitting at commentary, enjoying every second of the destruction. In the end, Drew McIntyre delivered 2 devastating Claymore kicks and defeated Seth Rollins to become the new champion. Moments later, CM Punk attacked Drew McIntyre, which allowed Damien Priest to cash in Money in the Bank and become the new World Heavyweight Champion. And somehow, that still wasn't the craziest moment of the night, because the main event of WrestleMania 40 was about to begin. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, a match that truly felt like the end of an era. From the opening bell, the match delivered everything fans expected. Cody and Roman fought all over the arena, exchanging trash talks, near falls, and brutal strikes. And then came the chaos. Interference after interference. Solo Sikoa, John Cena, The Usos, The Rock, even The Undertaker. At this point, the match looked less like a wrestling match and more like WrestleMania multiverse crossover. But the most important moment was still yet to come. Because despite losing his title earlier, despite being injured, despite barely able to stand, Seth Rollins returned, broken, exhausted, but still standing beside Cody Rhodes. Roman Reigns knocked him down with a Superman punch. It looked like it was over. But then, everything came full circle. Roman had a choice. He could focus on Cody Rhodes and secure his championship. Or he could take revenge on the man who betrayed him years ago. The man who destroyed the Shield, Seth Rollins. Roman chose revenge. He attacked Seth Rollins, and in that moment, he made the biggest mistake of his entire reign. 1316 days, Roman Reigns' legendary title reign finally came to an end. Cody Rhodes finished this story. The entire arena celebrated, but the real MVP of the moment was Seth freaking Rollins. Because once again, even without winning WrestleMania, Seth Rollins changed its outcome. An outcome that shaped the entire future of WWE. By the way, if you have not checked out my recent video, check it out for sure. It's a great video comparing the reigns of CM Punk 434 days to Roman's legendary 1316 days. I hope you enjoyed that video also. And this wasn't the first time. At WrestleMania 33, he defeated Triple H and became the Kingslayer. At WrestleMania 35, he defeated Brock Lesnar and became the Beast Slayer. At WrestleMania 38, he faced the returning Cody Rhodes in one of the most memorable WrestleMania returns ever. Time after time, whenever WrestleMania needed someone to deliver, Seth Rollins delivered. Shawn Michaels will always be known as Mr. WrestleMania, but for the current generation, Seth Rollins might just deserve that title as well. And the real question now is, what role will the architect play at the next WrestleMania? So I hope you enjoyed this journey with us. Tell me in the comments, which Seth Rollins WrestleMania moment is your favorite? Also suggest which wrestler's journey we should cover next. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I will see you in the next ride. Until then, keep wrestling!